But here's the thing, scaling isn't about doing more. I've really gone down the rabbit hole deep on scaling recently, and it's about doing things that actually move the needle, because success leaves clues, and entrepreneurs who scale the fastest are not working harder. They're just pulling the right levers. Previously in my entrepreneurial journey, a few years back, I had several companies I was running all at the same time. And from the outside looking in, revenue was flowing, the team was growing. But man, oh man, I was really getting burned out. That's why I generally start with this idea of strategic partnerships, because what if you could instantly get in front of thousands of your ideal clients with the right partner? That's the power of a strategic alliance. All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. And today I got a topic I'm really excited about. It is one that it's going to help you basically grow your business without adding more hours to your day or more stress to your life. Because if you're like most founders I work with, you're already maxed out. You're wearing all these hats, you're juggling priorities, you're trying to grow, but it feels every new strategy is just more work, more to do, more to learn, more complex. But here's the thing, scaling isn't about doing more. I've really gone down the rabbit hole deep on scaling recently, and it's about doing things that actually move the needle. So today I want to walk you through 3 really powerful growth levers that most founders completely overlook, and I'm going to show you how to start using them immediately, because success leaves clues, and entrepreneurs who scale the fastest are not working harder. They're just pulling the right levers. And let me take you back to previously in my entrepreneurial journey. A few years back, I had several companies I was running all at the same time. And from the outside looking in, revenue was flowing, the team was growing. But man, oh man, I was really getting burned out. Maybe you feel like that now. Maybe you've been there before. I was constantly working, constantly in the weeds. I'd built businesses, but I hadn't built systems. I talked a little bit about this the other day. But more importantly, I hadn't built leverage. And that was a real wake-up call for me. I realized that if I wanted to build something sustainable, something scalable, I had to stop trying to do it all myself. I had to focus not on what I could do, but also what I could activate. And a lot of people that work with me now, they hear me say leverage a lot, but that's the thing. That's when everything changed for me. So today, I want to give you 3 really underused, really powerful tools, growth levers, let's say, that you can implement right now. These are levers I personally use and I coach people on myself. And so let's get right into it. Growth lever number 1, strategic partnerships. Now, let me ask you a question. Who already has your audience and your client that you're looking for? See, most business owners focus on paid traffic, social media, or cold outreach. And those strategies work, but they take time, they take money and energy to scale. That's why I generally start with this idea of strategic partnerships, because what if you could instantly get in front of thousands of your ideal clients with the right partner? That's the power of a strategic alliance. Let's say you're a branding expert. Imagine teaming up with high-level marketing agencies that doesn't offer branding in-house. You do a joint webinar, you share content, they introduce you to their clients. That's one relationship that could bring you dozens of new clients without a single ad dollar spent. Here's what you got to do though. You got to look for partners who serve the same audience, but solve a different problem. Let me say that again. Look for strategic partners who serve the same audience, but solve a different problem. So think things like podcast swaps, affiliate deals, co-branding offers, cross promotions, newsletter mentions. I'm doing the co-hosting with Franklin Planner podcast right now, and we're launching their newsletter. Think about that for a minute. I could go do ads all day long. They have 500,000 names in their active database, and we're launching a newsletter. So here's what I'd recommend for you to do. Make a list of 5 businesses or influencers who you already know have your ideal audience and just start reaching out to them. Keep it simple. Just reach out. And so strategic partnerships and alliances are the first growth lever. The second growth lever I want to talk to you about is premium offer stacking. Premium offer stacking. Now, you may or may not know what this means, but let me go through it. This one might surprise you because most founders are dramatically underpricing their value. They've got these great products, excellent services, but they're selling low ticket offers that require tons of volume to be profitable. Here's what I want you to understand. If you want to grow faster, you need to create a premium offer that solves a high value problem for a specific type of person. Let me say it one more time. If you want to grow fast, you got to create a premium offer that solves high value problems for a specific type of client. Because when you offer more transformation, you can charge more money. And when you charge more, you can serve fewer clients at a higher level, and your revenue and your margins go up. So let's say you're a business coach. You got a $1,000 course. Great. But what if you offered a $10,000 implementation program of the course that gives you personal support, custom strategies, and accountability? You don't need 100 customers. You only need 10. So premium stacking isn't about gouging your prices. It's about aligning your values with your pricing and serving at a much deeper level. And guess what? High-level clients are looking for high-level solutions. They're not looking for low-end deals. They're not going to go watch your webinar or your masterclass. They want to have that personal touch. And so that's one of the things that's super, super important. Now, last growth lever, and this is the one I was excited about. I mentioned yesterday in our podcast, the growth lever of legacy authority assets. Let me say it again, legacy authority assets. Now, let's talk about this one because it's really overlooked. It's one of the most overlooked compounding levers in business. It's building authority assets. Now, there are things that position you as an expert, and authority assets that are legacy do it while you're sleeping. I'm talking about, you've heard me say in my 4-step formula, I'm talking about podcast episodes, articles, media interviews, keynote talks, long-form content like your blog, any asset that educates and builds trust that keeps continuing to live on. No, most people don't remember what you posted on social media, but your YouTube videos continue to grow. Your blog article continues to get viewers, and your podcast gets listens. I have people listen to episodes I did years ago. And the thing is, most founders are stuck in this whole social media treadmill, and they're so busy doing it, but nobody even remembers what you did on social media last week, right? So when you start building evergreen legacy authority assets, you're actually planting seeds that are going to grow over time. Let me give you an example. I published a podcast episode that months later led to a high-ticket consulting deal. Why? Because it answered a question that someone was searching for at the particular time they needed it. That's leverage. You've got to optimize your content, which is another conversation, but just think about this. What content could you create one time that would serve your audience for years? Andy Frisella, who did the MF CEO project and the Real AF, he wouldn't redo content because he's like, you got to go back to episode XYZ because I already covered that. You don't need to continue to cover it, but what problem can you solve for your audience that will be legacy content? So let me just recap for you. These are the 3 business growth levers that I think most founders overlook. Number 1, strategic partnerships. Tap into other audiences, right? Number 2, premium offer stacking. Align your prices with the real value you deliver for a high-value product problem. And third, legacy authority assets. Build content that compounds over time and ROIs over time. None of these require a huge budget. None of them require a massive team, but all of them require focus. So you've got to stop thinking like a hustler. You got to start thinking like a strategic founder. This is the point I'm making, the theme this week, right? Because it's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things that work. And these 3 levers work, I promise you. So if this episode helped you at all, do me a favor and share it. I haven't put ads on this podcast for that reason. I just want you to help me grow the show. I just want to bring value to you on a day-to-day basis. It's the whole point of, quote unquote, the Daily Mastermind. So let's get it leveled up. Let's help you to go to the next level. I'll put a couple links in the show notes. Go check out our site. Also, go to theauthorityscorecard.com. Go figure out where your authority is. We got a ton of free resources in there. It'll lead you to our school community as well as a bunch of other things. Until tomorrow, I'll look forward to talking with you some more. But just remember, hit me up. Find me on the Daily Mastermind, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Look at the show notes. Let me know what you're working on. I want to know what you're struggling with. I want to know what you're winning at. Let's celebrate some wins. And I hope you have an amazing day. Once again, my name is George Wright III. This has been the Daily Mastermind. Talk to you tomorrow.